So anyway, that's a quick little overview of the filtering options that you have available for your Armor dashboard, helping you dig into the details of your data so that you can start to extract more value out of your data and your organization. Up at the top, from here, we're going to click on Armor to access the Armor specific dashboard. And real quickly, as a reminder, the Armor dashboard is only going to show you activity specific to phone numbers that were protected with Armor. Now, the first thing I'm going to do when I get here is I'm going to adjust the date range. And that's mainly because, well, I'm in a demo account that doesn't have a lot of data in it. So I need to adjust the date range so I get more data. So I'm going to switch that to year to date so that we have a decent amount of data to look at here. But this is what I want to talk about anyway, the filters. Over here on the right-hand side is where you get to go to decide how you want to filter the Armor dashboard and the graphs on this dashboard to help you get the most out of the data that you have here. So let's go back up to the top, and I've got this broken down for year to date. I'm grouping things weekly. If I wanted to smooth these graphs out a little bit more, I could switch to monthly, especially for me because, again, I'm in a demo account, so there's not a ton of activity in here. As you can see here, in November, there were only 3 calls made through this organization, this demo org. So if I were to switch this back to weekly, you'll see that this graph will have lots of zeros in here. So again, it just depends on the kind of data you're trying to extract out of this. I'm going to switch it back to monthly to kind of smooth some of this stuff out a little bit. Some of the other things that you can filter by are agent. You can filter these graphs to look at just specific agents. So let's say I wanted to see all of the activity by Cassie, Heather, and Jeff. Once I select those and click away, all of this stuff is going to get updated based off of the filtering that I just enabled. And if I scroll down here, we'll see the activity again is just broken down by those users. And it probably didn't change much because most of the activity is done through this Jeff Osnes account. So let's switch that one off and update it. And you'll see a lot of the activity goes away. And if you look here, call volume really does drastically fall off when Jeff is removed. But live answer rates seem to go up quite a bit when Jeff is removed. Are we noticing a trend? So anyway, as you make adjustments to those filters, it's going to automatically update this dashboard. We can also filter by carrier. Let's say I wanted to see all of the activity with T-Mobile and these specific users. Now the summary up at the top, obviously other carriers, Verizon and AT&T, are excluded. So they're all going to be NA. But now if I scroll down, you'll see all of these graphs are updated to just show the activity based off of all of the filtered criteria that I have up here. Let's go ahead and remove some of these things so that we can get more data. We can filter by phone number. Maybe I want to see all of my graphs based off of these specific phone numbers. I don't know how often those numbers were used, but let's take a look. Okay, there was a decent amount of activity compared to some of the others. And if I scroll down, I'll see all of my graphs have updated with those filters. Let's go ahead and clear these out. And the final 2 filtering options are line type, and for me, I've got mobile, non-fixed, VoIP, and null. Of course, I call a lot of sample contacts, so that's going to affect some of the data that I have in here. And then, of course, one of my favorites is lead source. As you're importing or adding data into the system, I hope that you are tagging each one of those contacts with a lead source so that you can really dig into the details of every call that your organization makes based off of where that data came from. Because how do you know if you want to invest more in a data source if you're not tracking how effective you are with that source? So here I'm going to go ahead and select vendor 1, and let's see how many calls we made to vendor 1 contacts during this time frame. Look at that, a 59.3% live answer rate for vendor 1. What if I switch this to vendor 2? A 60% live answer rate. Not bad. How about special vendor? a 30% live answer rate. Well, that's not fantastic. And then let's switch this to Zapier. 100% live answer rate. However, I only made one phone call to a contact that was tagged with a source of Zapier. I'm going to go ahead and remove that, get us back to all of our data. So anyway, that's a quick little overview of the filtering options that you have available for your Armor dashboard, helping you dig into the details of your data so that you can start to extract more value out of your data and your organization. Thanks for taking a moment to watch this video, and happy dialing.